Sad day for Big Red. Just lost a client here a little bit ago. But it's not for the reason you might think. You know, normally you lose a client, you think it's a negative, totally negative thing. And I won't lie, I'm not per se happy about this, but my client's moving. They got promoted. She got promoted. I don't remember which one of them it was, but one of them got promoted in their job, and so it's a husband and wife, and they're moving out of state. So it's kind of sad. It's kind of bittersweet because I'm going to lose that property. Maybe there's a slight chance. There's always the chance you retain the property with the new owners, but nothing is guaranteed. Every other yard in this area that I work for has gone through at least one owner change, except for one. There's one gentleman who's the original owner that I work for, but everyone else has gone through a change. And I've kept the yard in every instance. So hopefully this will be the case with this one as well. But I'm losing this client. I'm not going to have the pleasure of dealing with this particular person anymore. And I'll be honest, this lady was great. This lady was amazing. This lady has been one of my best clients for the last 4 years. I can't say enough great things about them. They are great people. Awesome clients. They're nice, they're friendly, they always paid me on time. They never gave me any problems. They let me kind of create their landscape for them and then maintain it, and that's, the best of both worlds when you get to handle not only the maintenance but also creating the landscape as it is. And yeah, so we'll be down to 6 properties in the subdivision this week instead of 7, unless these people reach out to me, unless we pick them up this week, which would be cool if that happens. But like I said, nothing's guaranteed. Now, I was thinking earlier about CRMs, and a lot of people have these, customer relation management softwares, I guess is what CRM stands for. But basically there's softwares like QuickBooks, Yardbook, there's a couple other ones out there. Jobber, I believe, is one that a lot of people like. And I get asked by some people in the business, like, what do you use? What's your CRM? What do you have? Well, I'll be honest, I do things very old school. I don't have any of these. The way I do it is I have a spreadsheet, where everything gets documented, and I have Microsoft Word, which is what I learned on back in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. I have Microsoft Word that I use, that I generate invoices on, and then I use email to email the invoices over to the clients. And that is how I handle invoicing. That, or there's a couple of clients who just tell me to send me the amount, and so in that case I document through text message, and you document through text message everything that gets done. So when I leave a client's house, I say, hey, good afternoon, I came out today and did X, I will return on X day to mow. Thank you, have a good day. Something along those lines. And that keeps a record, it keeps a digital record of everything that gets done. And, people ask, why don't you have Jobber, why don't you have Yardbook or any of this? And it's not that I'm cheap. I don't mind paying for those things if I would need them. But the issue is, for me, I don't have time to learn something that new. I don't have time really to get involved with that. I have worked with I have worked with, word processors and spreadsheets for decades, and I know all about those. And, they're kind of simple and they're kind of dated, but it works. And I've only ever had one person complain about it. And honestly, it doesn't matter, because that guy, I don't work for that guy anymore, so I'm not worried about his opinion. But most people, 99% of people, are fine with that. They say, yeah, go ahead, email that over, that's cool. Or send me the amount, I'll send you the payment, electronic payment works great. Cash, I'm not a big fan of cash, just because I don't like carrying it around. You make yourself a target for people who would do you in, and then you got to go to the bank and deposit it, and spend it, and then before then, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of cash payments. I'm not a huge fan of check either, but I will take a check, as long as it's addressed to the business. Everything's got to be shunted through the business, and so sometimes I got, a dozen or so clients that pay me through checks. So, those times I show up at the bank, once a week or once every other week with a stack of checks, like 10 checks or something like that to deposit. It is what it is. Eventually everybody could go electronic to using Zelle. Zelle is what I prefer, just because it's right to my bank account. I know it's there. Everything's good. But, we'll see. I'm not totally closed-minded to the CRMs. At some point down the line in the future, we may have one. But it's not really urgent for me right now. And I don't know. I find this level of organization and this level of order works for me. And so that's what I've been doing. So anyway, it's just a quick little thought. I wanted to share that before I got home. Got to dump some cypress trimmings off here, and then get ready to go finish up the rest of the day. So take care.